Hello folks, I was wanting to show you a nice little load of flint I just got down. I went down and met with Jess Streetman down in Gatesville, Texas. Jess, man, I sure appreciate it, bud. Picked up some nice flint. Let's see if we can work some of this here in the near future and turn it into a decent point or two. Got some real neat looking stuff. Some of this kind of nodule type. See if it'll zoom in there. Kind of a gray, and it's got some lines in it. Real pretty stuff. Another piece here, you can kind of see some of the color in it. But real nice stuff. We'll see if we can make another pedernales or harden or something out of some of this. Real nice material. Once again, Jess, man, I sure appreciate it, bud. Yeah, it's been a week or two. Man, it's been hot down here in southwest Oklahoma. Actually, I'm out here on the back porch. We'll zoom in there and take a look at my wife's tomato thermometer. It's about 98 in the shade. It's pretty hot to be whacking rock, but sitting out there in the garage, did a bit of whacking the last couple of days in the evening. But I wanted to show you some of this Fort Hood flint. Had a few pieces. I got it soaking in water. I noticed Jim Wynn, he's soaked some of his flint in the water when it doesn't work real good. Thought I'd give it a try to see if it improved the texture any. But this is that Fort Hood flint, and boy, you got to give it a pretty serious whack to get it to drive a chunk off of there. But it's a pretty nice biface. Guess you could call that a mastodon meat cutter right there. Boy, that'd do the trick. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna turn that into yet. Maybe a St. Charles or something. Not sure. But that was a pretty nice piece. And here's about the second piece that I worked. Actually, this piece had pretty good quality flint to it. It flaked pretty good. We might work on this piece later and try and make a point out of it. It's worked it out. It's very, very thin. Real nice piece. Here's another pretty nice biform. Got a little of the cortex still at the base, which that's fine. Get ready to notch it or whatever we're going to do with it. We'll probably lose some of that cortex at that point. But interesting. It's got a lot of fossils. I'm not sure if this will show up or focus. But you can see the fossils in this point. Right in the middle, you can see on both sides it's a lighter gray. That's the flint level that I was trying to get to. It was close to the outside. You can see some of the cortex still on this side, but closer to the cortex, that really nice piece of flint on that. Just a real thin level. That'll make a pretty nice either knife point or a pedernales point. We'll see. This piece almost turned into a Montel or a pedernales before I even got done. I finally stopped just to kind of see how it turn out. But you see some of the cortex again. Seems like right there close to the surface that material's pretty nice. There's another piece. Notice it's that same kind of a light gray. Still got some fossils, and it all has some fossil in it. And here's a piece that it ended up in lighter in color, but it's a little grainier. It's still flaked pretty good. And there's still a point in there. Then here's a piece that I worked at. It's got a lot of lines in it, but it's very, very coarse. Very coarse rock. But get him thin some more, he'll make a neat looking point. But We'll probably take this one and see if we can't make like a cockabird Dalton or something. Work him on down. He's nice and thin already, so just basically do a little flaking work and we'll have him ready. I had one more piece I was wanting to show you. I went ahead and worked one of them down. This wasn't one that was in the bowl. It was one I worked earlier, but it was a interesting piece. I started working it and it was really grainy, but I kept working it and it kept thinning, so I kept going. Not the best point I've ever made, and I still got a few bumps, but I didn't want to take any more off because there's a real neat fossil on this side, right into the flint. Hopefully that'll focus pretty good, but it's a plant fossil. You can see the stem, and then it's got branches, a couple branches coming off. You can see them coming off to the right, and then it's got a little bud or a seed pod at the end of the branch. And there was another one that's under where the handle, where the hafting area is. I covered one of them over, but it made a neat point, and I went ahead and put it on a piece of deer antler. Turned out pretty nice. Neat little knife. It worked pretty good working a deer over this fall. The whole knife is basically right at 6 inches from the end of the handle to the tip of the point. So neat little knife. And I was wanting to show that to you, and we'll go ahead and see if we can't make us a point.